You must have heard this phrase over and over, look before you leap. Well, a lot of people look and stay looking before thinking about leaping while years roll by. If you're such a person, I already left your company after I learned these things about to share with you now. I am also going to share how you can overcome overthinking and become that person God had called you to be on earth. Overthinkers often remain stagnant for years due to a complex interplay of cognitive, emotional, and behavioral patterns. Here's a detailed breakdown of the mechanisms involved. 1. Decision paralysis analysis overload. Overthinkers exhaustively weigh every possible outcome, leading to overwhelm. The fear of making the wrong choice traps them in endless deliberation. Fear of regret. The anticipation of future regret magnifies perceived risks, making inaction feel safer than action. 2. Perfectionism, unrealistic standards. The belief that outcomes must be flawless results in chronic dissatisfaction with plans or efforts. Overthinkers delay action, waiting for the perfect moment or solution. Preparation trap. Constant planning and research become substitutes for action, creating the illusion of progress while avoiding execution. 3. Rumination and past focus. Dwelling on failure, rehashing past mistakes reinforces a fear of repeating them, fostering risk aversion. This creates a mental barrier to new experiences. Negative self-talk, self-criticism erodes confidence, leading to doubt in one's ability to succeed. 4. Cognitive exhaustion, mental fatigue. Overthinking consumes cognitive resources, leaving little energy for decisive action. The brain becomes stuck in a loop of what-ifs rather than problem-solving. 5. Fear of judgment, social anxiety. Overemphasis on others' opinions leads to hyper-analysis of how actions might be perceived. Fear of criticism or rejection stifles initiative. 6. Catastrophizing worst-case scenarios. Overthinkers exaggerate potential negative outcomes, making risk seem insurmountable. This distortion amplifies anxiety, justifying inaction. 7. Avoidance, coping, emotional escape. Overthinking serves as a distraction from confronting uncomfortable emotions. For example, fear, shame. Avoidance perpetuates stagnation by delaying emotional processing. 8. Time distortion, lost momentum. While mentally rehearsing scenarios, time passes unnoticed. Years may slip by without tangible progress, as overthinkers remain trapped in their minds. 9. Self-reinforcing cycle, feedback loop. Inaction breeds frustration, which fuels further overthinking. Without new experiences to challenge negative beliefs, the cycle solidifies. 10. Overcomplication, simplifying complexity. Even minor decisions become labyrinthine as overthinkers imagine cascading consequences. This complexity paralyzes action, resulting stagnation. Overthinkers remain stuck because their mental patterns prioritize safety over growth. The brain's attempt to mitigate risk backfires, creating a stagnant comfort zone where hypothetical problems overshadow real-world progress. Breaking free requires interrupting these cycles through strategies like mindfulness, incremental action, and reframing failure as a learning tool. But the inertia of years-long stagnation often makes this challenging without external support or structured intervention. How to overcome overthinking. Overcoming overthinking requires a multifaceted approach that combines self-awareness, cognitive strategies, and behavioral changes. Here's a structured plan to address overthinking effectively. 1. Cultivate awareness and mindfulness. Practice mindfulness meditation. Focus on the present moment through breath awareness or sensory engagement. Apps like Headspace or Calm can guide beginners. Grounding techniques. Use the 5-4-3-2-1 method. Identify 5 things you see, 4 you can touch, 3 you hear, 2 you smell, 1 you taste, to anchor yourself in the present. 2. Challenge cognitive patterns. Cognitive behavioral techniques (CBT). When a negative thought arises, ask, is this thought helpful? Is it based on facts? Replace irrational thoughts with balanced ones. For example, I can handle this step by step. Set time limits for decisions. Allocate a specific time frame, for example, 10 minutes, to make decisions to prevent paralysis by analysis. 3. Behavioral strategies. Physical activity. Engage in regular exercise, for example, walking, to reduce stress hormones and boost endorphins. Journaling. Write down repetitive thoughts to externalize and analyze them. Use a worry journal to schedule time for reflection, containing overthinking to specific periods. 4. Shift focus to action. Break tasks into steps. Convert overwhelming problems into small, actionable tasks. Focus on what you can control. Adopt a growth mindset. Embrace mistakes as learning opportunities rather than failures. Practice self-compassion with affirmations like, it's okay to be imperfect. 5. Environmental and social adjustments. Limit stimuli. Reduce exposure to triggers like social media or news. Create a calming environment with routines that include work, leisure, and rest. Seek support. Talk to trusted friends, family, or support groups. If overthinking persists, consider therapy. For example, ACT or CBT for professional guidance. 6. Acceptance and emotional regulation. Practice acceptance. Acknowledge uncertainties without judgment. Use mantras like "I cannot control everything, and that's okay." Distraction techniques. Engage in hobbies or activities that require focus, for example, puzzles, art, to divert mental energy. 7. Long-term habits. Sleep and nutrition. Prioritize 7-9 hours of sleep and a balanced diet to support cognitive health. Gratitude practice. End each day by listing 3 positive things to shift focus from worries to appreciation. Example application. If overthinking a decision, 1. Write down pros cons. 2. Set a 15-minute timer to decide. 3. Commit and avoid second guessing by reminding yourself, I made the best choice with the information I had. When to seek help. If overthinking interferes with daily life or escalates into anxiety, depression, consult a mental health professional for tailored strategies or medication. By integrating these strategies, you can disrupt the cycle of overthinking and foster resilience. Progress is gradual. Celebrate small wins and adjust techniques as needed.